Fumble recovery. On offense, 2 catches for 35 yards and a touchdown, and the Bulldogs win over Natchez. Those are your nominees. Here's how you can vote. Dial 601-923-1986. That's unlimited voting on the phone lines. Or you can vote online at WAPT.com to make your pick. There you can only vote once per day. Voting closes on Wednesday at noon. The winner will be announced later that evening in the Sportscast on 16 WAPT News at 6 and 10. Well, after their loss to Alabama over the weekend, Mississippi State dropped from the number 11 spot to number 15 in the country. Sports director Aslan Hodges has more on last night's matchup.
It was the biggest game of the Dan Mullen era. In fact, it was probably the biggest game Mississippi State has played since November of 1999, when they then undefeated Mississippi State team came to Tuscaloosa and fell to Alabama. The outcome the same on Saturday night, 38-7, the final for the defending champions. But in a big game, it was the little things that cost State.
We do a couple good things, we get a sack, get them in 3rd and long, and then kind of just take a stab to the heart there, some penalties, the punt that hit one of our players.
Obviously, we're very disappointed and that all falls on me as the head coach, making sure that we have our guys ready, all the little things, and little things to me come down to attention to detail. To win these games, you have to have complete focus, and you have to execute for 60 minutes. With the things that we've done in the past that we needed to respond, we responded to a point and then didn't finish it off.
With the Alabama game now behind Mississippi State, the question becomes, how can a team who started off 7-0 handle picking themselves up off the mat?
This is what hard work, this is what our program is based on. And if we don't come back with hard work, then we're going to end up being 7-5.
We lost to an excellent football team tonight. And one of the things that we have to do now is see how we respond to that, how we handle the adversity of losing. And that's what we talked about in the locker room. The only way to do it is to come back and get back. Hard work, commitment, sacrifice will make you successful.
Both players and Coach Dan Mullen thanked their fans for coming out in droves to Tuscaloosa to support the Dogs. Now they want to go back to work and give those fans another reason to believe. Reporting in Tuscaloosa, Aslan Hodges, 16 WAPT Sports.
All right, Ole Miss fans are smiling today. That's because the Rebels got a huge win on the road yesterday, beating Arkansas 30-27 on a last-second field goal by kicker Bryson Rose. So with the win, Ole Miss improves to 5-3 on the year, 2-2 in the SEC. And get this, with one more win, the Rebels become bowl eligible. It's going to be really tough to get you heard Scott cheering. It's going to be tough to get the win this Saturday, though. The Rebels travel to Athens, Georgia to face the number 10 ranked team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs. Kickoff in that matchup slated for 2:30 p.m. Southern Miss, well, what can I say? I can't cheer. Another week of college football in the books. Another loss for my Golden Eagles. The latest L comes on the road against Conference foe Rice yesterday, the final 44-17. USM gave up almost 400 yards of offense on the day. Next week, the Black and Gold return home for a Saturday matchup against UAB. In NFL action, the Saints are facing Peyton Manning and the Broncos as we speak. At last check, Denver led big, 34-7. And in Major League Baseball, it's Game 4 of the World Series between the San Francisco Giants and Detroit Tigers. The Giants hold a 3-0 series lead, and at last check, the game was tied at 3 in the top of the 9th. That's it for sports. Stay with us, folks. We'll be back after the break.
Out with the old and in with the new. The all-new Great Angles Nissan North is complete and open for business. Come in and see why we're number one.
New Nissan Altima, up to $6,000 off. Maxima, up to $8,500 off. Or Titan Trucks, up to $10,500 off. Plus, get a $500 Bass Pro Shop gift card with the purchase of any new Nissan 4x4.
Get the Nissan you want right here, right now. The all-new Great Angles Nissan North in Jackson. This place looks good.
You've never seen so many mattresses under a big top. I'm talking about the huge tent sale at Miskelly's main store and inside all Sleep Store locations. Our giant tent is loaded with Sealy, Simmons, Serta, and more. If you've been looking for an incredible deal on a mattress, now is the time, and this is the sale. With Queen Pillow Tops just $248. Many of our mattress sets are up to 50% off. Shop the huge tent sale and take 12 months to pay interest-free. Monday is the final day at all Sleep Store locations.
GMC Truck Month. For all those times when it's just you and your trailer. For all those times when the job demands that you stay connected. For those times when nothing comes between you and the game. We offer our best Sierra ever.
Get 0% financing for 60 months plus $750 bonus cash and 1 year of SiriusXM on Sierra. Or trade up to this specially equipped Sierra for a total value of $87.50.
Hundreds of children and adults are dying every day in Malawi because of unclean water. You can help. When you sponsor a well for clean water from Malawi, thousands of men, women, and children will get the clean, safe water they need to clean, to cook, to live. Donate now. For a nominal amount, you, your church, your Sunday school, or your civic club can sponsor the drilling of a clean water well in Malawi. Wells drilled by Clean Water from Malawi are transforming and saving lives. Learn how you can make a difference. Visit cleanwaterfrommalawi.org.
One event rocks the country. The CMA Awards, hosted by Brad and Carrie, live Thursday, 8/7 Central on ABC.
Brought to you locally by US 96.3 Country.
Closed captioning for 60 WAPT News provided by Bancorp South.
One more check with Megan.
Well, New England is bracing for Hurricane Sandy. We have a live shot out of Massachusetts tonight. You can see the waves starting to pick up there. We'll see the wind cranking up tomorrow before Sandy makes landfall. So, of course, we will be keeping a close eye on her track as we get into tomorrow. But for us, staying dry as we get into the week ahead.
That's our broadcast. Thanks for watching. We'll see you back here tomorrow. Take care.
The new 16 WAPT News app. More news, more weather, and still absolutely free. Search WAPT and get connected. Download it now.
Cowboy up and get your truck. At the all-new Great Andrews Ford Lincoln, exclusive home of Truck City.
New 2012 F-150 Super Crew XLT, $25,977. Super Crew Lariat 4x4, $10,000 off the MSRP. Or an F-250 Lariat 4x4, $11,000 off.
Truck City is only at the all-new Great Andrews Ford Lincoln in Brandon.
Where will beat the best deal?
Regardless.
Ooh, this cowboy just found his cowgirl.
Oh.
Believe what you do makes a difference. It does. This is Danielle Carrero, Chair of Mistletoe Marketplace, inviting you to our 32nd annual Holiday Shopping Extravaganza, November 7th through the 10th at the Mississippi Trade Mart. With over 150 merchants bringing new and exciting gifts, you'll find something special for everyone on your list. Buy your tickets today at mistletoemarketplace.com or 1-888-324-0027. Join the Junior League of Jackson for this spectacular holiday event and believe in the difference you can make.
Hey, fall is in the air, and that can mean only one thing. It's year-end clearance at Great Angels Toyota.
Toyota's full-size Crewmax 4x4 Tundra, up to $9,000 in total discounts. 2013 Tacoma Double Cab as low as $21,700. Or a new 2012 Prius that gets up to 51 miles per gallon as low as $23,995.
You gotta hurry. These deals cannot last long. Year-end clearance at Great Angels Toyota, where our goal is 100% credit approval.
Step inside any McDade's market and you'll find the highest quality meat, seafood, and produce at a price you can afford. At McDade's, we put more in your basket for less.
Fresh sirloin pork chops, get the family pack $1.29 a pound. Extra fancy Washington Red Delicious apples, $1.29 a pound. Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Sierra Mist, or Dr. Pepper, 12-pack, 12-ounce cans, 4 for $12.
McDade's Markets, the convenience and quality you'd expect from a neighborhood grocer at a price you deserve. Come shop with us in Jackson and now in Yazoo City.
Watch America's Funniest Home Videos at WAPT.com.
It's on your doorstep right now. The whole house starts shaking.
Winds in excess of 100 miles per hour.
Bam, bam, bam.
I am concerned about hail.
Debris hitting you. Take cover. Lord, this is it.
Good evening. I'm 16 WAPT Chief Meteorologist David Hartman, and welcome to our severe weather special, Killer Winds.
And I'm meteorologist Ethan Houston. When it comes to tornadoes, Mississippi finds itself in a very dangerous spot.
The state of Mississippi is #1 in the country when it comes to long-tracking violent tornadoes. A large portion of our tornadoes occur during the springtime, but there is a second season for killer winds right now. And as we saw earlier in October, the fall can be an active period for severe weather.
You know, David, November is the second most active tornado month in the year. It's second only to April. And what's really scary about our November tornadoes is they often occur at night.
Tonight, in this 30-minute special, we are going to take a look at recent tornadoes. We'll show you why November is such a dangerous month for Mississippi, and we'll also show you the tools that just may save your life when a tornado heads your way.
Let's start with a look back at the most recent tornadoes to strike the 16 WAPT viewing area. Meteorologist Megan Quigley shows us those storms that left several families without a home.
All that I done is her house.
On the night of Wednesday, October 17th, at least 11 tornadoes slammed central Mississippi. One of the first hit areas in the 16 WAPT viewing area was in Sharkey County around 1040. A tornado destroyed several mobile homes near Anguilla. A dirt lot and cinder blocks are all that remains of a mobile home off Highway 14. This was where John Canterbury's neighbor lived.
The wind got kind of high, and it would die down, it raised back up, I could hit the top of my trailer house, flop.
Canterbury hunkered down inside while the wind did a number on his neighbors.
I got a call, people checking on me and told me that baby doll, they found her across the field, and her trailer got blown away, and Nam and her son was on the way to the hospital that she had tore up her trailer house too.
The tornado sent 4 people to the hospital. Luckily, no one was killed. This tornado and the 10 others grew from a strong storm system that is rare for mid-October. A strong cold front with high upper-level winds raced across the state. This is what the storm system looked like on Live Storm Shield 16. The first tornado struck down in Bolivar County around 9:07 on Wednesday night. The broken line of storms produced 2 more tornadoes, one in Washington County and another in Grenada County, before the line entered the 16 WAPT viewing area. The same storm that formed a tornado near Sharkey County also put down 2 tornadoes in Humphreys County. By the time the storm reached Scott County, 9 tornadoes raked central Mississippi.
Blessed that I did live through it, because I could have died last night.
An EF3 tornado with winds near 140 miles per hour ripped apart Donna Creel's mobile home in Lake around 1240 early that Thursday.
Where the bricks are is where my house was sitting at, right here, at the time.
This photo shows where Creel's Scott County home ended up, in the street, after winds blew it over her car. Creel landed 50 feet away and had to get stitches in her head. Her son Michael was untouched. Across town, one woman got injured during a rescue when the man using a chainsaw accidentally cut her knee, but she's okay. Thursday, family members worked to clear that tree that fell on her house.
The tree was pushing against her legs, and they had to wait till the power company got here because there were so many electrical lines hanging out.
Last November, 3 tornadoes touched down during the pre-dawn hours of November 16th. 15 people were injured as a tornado hit near Shady Grove in Jones County around 5 o'clock in the morning. A tornado of winds near 130 miles per hour flipped and shred this trailer. Inside it were 9 people. A narrow path of destruction. Most agree, but a small miracle that at the time of the morning, more people weren't hurt or even killed.
Awful sound. It sounded like a train coming, but it sounded like a bunch of cars in NASCAR hitting each other, just boom, 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 for about 15 seconds, 30 maybe.
In 2010, during the evening of November 29th, 13 tornadoes touched down in central Mississippi. One of the area's hardest hit was downtown Yazoo City as an EF2 tornado with winds near 125 miles per hour ripped off rooftops and snapped trees. No one was injured in this tornado, but 21 people were hurt during this outbreak. These 3 events all have a few things in common. The storms formed when there were strong collisions of unseasonably warm and humid air with cold and dry air. Most injuries from the tornadoes were people in mobile homes. Also, all of these tornado outbreaks came after dark. Reporting for 16 WAPT News, I'm Megan Quigley.
During the week, we ask viewers for questions about severe weather. Our first question of the night comes from Big Tank, who wants to know how strong a tornado can get. Tornadoes are rated on a scale from 0 to 5. Here's a look at the scale. An EF0 tornado is the weakest, and an EF5 is the strongest, with winds well over 200 miles per hour. Survey teams estimate the wind speeds based on the type of damage done and then give the tornado a rating.
Oh my Jesus Christ. Look at that.
Find out why Mississippi sees some of the worst tornadoes in the country and find out which area is the most likely to see one. Also, do you know what a tornado looks like on live radar? Before we head to break, here's a quiz question. How many of our November tornadoes happen at night? Is it A, 40%, B, 60%, or C, 80%? We'll have the answer coming up right after this.
the Associated Press Best Newscast in Mississippi, and an Emmy Award for Best Newscast in the Southeast region. This is 16 WAPT News, the one to watch. Like 16 WAPT on Facebook for a chance to win tickets to Disney on Ice Presents Treasure Trove, playing at the Mississippi Coliseum November 15th through 18th. 10 winners will receive 2 tickets each, valid for the Thursday 7 p.m. or Friday 10:30 a.m. show. For complete rules, visit WAPT.com.
Not wasted.
Not trashed.
Not thrown away.
Not junk.
Saved. Saved.
Repaired.
And restored.
I am renewed.
When you donate used goods to the Salvation Army, you're giving the greatest gift, a second chance to those who need it most. Donating couldn't be easier or more urgent. Your holiday donations to the Salvation Army help us make change all year long.
Who looks outside dreams. Who looks inside awakens. Looking for insights for life? Call Psychic Source for your authentic psychic reading by phone. Whether your questions are about love, career, or finding happiness, our gifted advisors can help. Psychic Source offers live readings 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Over 120 gifted advisors. A privacy protection promise. And you prepay for time so there are never any surprise charges. Call today for your private one-on-one reading with a gifted advisor and receive our new member introductory offer, 10 minutes for just $10. So call now, 1-800-566-9695, and we guarantee you'll be satisfied with your first reading, or we'll refund your money or give you your time back to try us again. Call Psychic Source now, 1-800-566-9695. That's 1-800-566-9695.
Like 16 WAPT on Facebook for a chance to win tickets to Disney on Ice Presents Treasure Trove, playing at the Mississippi Coliseum November 15th through 18th. 10 winners will receive 2 tickets each, valid for the Thursday 7 p.m. or Friday 10:30 a.m. show. For complete rules, visit WAPT.com.
Welcome back. Before the break, we asked how many of our November tornadoes happened at night. Was it A, 40%, B, 60%, or C, 80%? The answer is C, 80%. There are areas of the United States that see more tornadoes than others. A large portion of the Great Plains is located in what is called Tornado Alley. Tornado Alley is roughly an area stretching from the Dakotas southward to Texas. Mississippi is in part of what is called Dixie Alley. Recent research shows Dixie Alley has just as high a risk for dangerous tornadoes as Tornado Alley. And according to one study, one spot of the state sees the highest risk in the nation for tornadoes.
Saturday morning of April 24th, 2010, Mississippi saw one of its worst tornadoes rake the state. A monster 1 3/4 mile wide twister killed 10 people as it stayed on the ground for nearly 3 hours and produced winds as high as 170 miles per hour.
I had my eyes open the whole time the storm was hitting. I saw all of this coming down in on us. Let me tell you, some scary stuff.
It's crazy when you're sitting outside 1 minute and everything is here, and in a matter of seconds when you walk out, it's all gone.
Mississippi is in the dead center of Dixie Alley. It roughly spans from Arkansas to the west to Georgia in the east. A recent study published by Dr. Grady Dixon of Mississippi State University shows central and southern Mississippi as one of the most active spots for tornadoes in the country in a given year. You're looking at all different tornado paths here on the map. When looking at tornado path lengths, Smith County, Mississippi is the most likely spot in the United States to see a tornado in a given year.
Prime time for tornadoes in Mississippi is late February through early April. And what you probably don't realize is that November is a second season. During these times of the year, huge areas of warm and cold air collide. You know how it is here in Mississippi. Warm one day, cold the next. And that scenario produces powerful thunderstorms known as supercells. Here's what happens. Along the boundary, or where cold and warm air meet, thunderstorms form. Its intricate workings are shown here on the computer model from the University of Illinois. Twisting and violent wind patterns swirl upward through the rear of a developing storm. The computer-generated balls mark the thunderstorm's strongest updrafts. It's under these updrafts that tornadoes spring to life. And when a Mississippi twister is born, it moves quickly, usually at speeds of 40 to 60 miles per hour, striking hard and fast, allowing little time for reaction. The state is also first in the nation when it comes to violent killer tornadoes. The most recent violent twisters were the EF4 tornado and 2 EF5 tornadoes during the historic outbreak of April 27th last year. The 2 EF5 tornadoes killed 18 people. The hardest hit area was Smithville, where a large portion of the town was destroyed. The other scary statistic, nearly 80% of tornadoes occur at night in November in Mississippi. On the night of November 21st in 1992, an F4 tornado slammed into Brandon, killing 12. This tornado is the 6th longest tracking tornado in Mississippi. 9 years later, the Fairfield subdivision of Madison was struck in the pre-dawn hours of April 24th, 2001. An EF4 wiped brick homes to their foundation, killing 7. The death count is high here for a lot of reasons. Mississippi's rolling hills and trees-filled landscape make twisters hard to see. And of course, many tornadoes hit our state at night, making it impossible to see them coming. Also, many Mississippians live in mobile homes, which are particularly vulnerable.
People in mobile homes make up a large portion of those injured or killed by a tornado. During the most recent severe weather outbreak, all reported injuries came from people living in these shelters. Mississippi is second only to South Carolina in the nation in people living in mobile homes. It's about 1 in 5 families.
We do everything we can to get the word out when severe weather threatens central Mississippi. Our first line of defense was installed in the fall of 2000 and has been through many big storms since. Live Storm Shield 16 Doppler radar gives you a live and immediate look at where the severe storms are and where they're going.
Here's what it can do. Doppler radar gives detailed information on wind speed and direction, vital in determining if a tornado is forming. Since the radar pictures are live, we can track severe weather without delay. This is the image of a very strong Mississippi thunderstorm as seen on Storm Shield 16 Doppler radar. Remember, our thunderstorms hide tornadoes in areas of very heavy rain, making them very difficult to see. This image is showing wind speeds and direction. The red colors represent winds blowing away from the radar, and the greens and yellows show winds blowing toward the radar. Live Storm Shield 16 Doppler radar indicates dangerous twisting motions in a storm when these colors meet. On the night of April the 25th, 2003, a storm producing a tornado moved across the downtown Brandon area, striking some of the same areas affected by the tornado in 1992. The tornado was wrapped in rain. Here, Live Storm Shield 16 Doppler radar indicates the twisting motion embedded within the very heavy rain area, allowing for plenty of warning. The tornado destroyed several homes and businesses. But with the advance warning given by Live Storm Shield 16 Doppler radar, no one was killed or seriously injured. Oftentimes, with the dangerous twisting motions of the winds, as indicated on Live Storm Shield 16 Doppler radar, a red warning ring will appear. When we see warning rings, we know the storm has the potential to produce a tornado or damaging winds. Oftentimes, a yellow arrow will appear near the red warning ring. By clicking on the arrow, we can see how strong the winds are in the storm and where it's headed. Stronger winds indicate the potential for more damage. During the morning of April the 24th, 2010, a powerful thunderstorm producing winds over 170 miles per hour moved across southern Yazoo City. 10 people lost their lives in this storm. Live Storm Shield 16 Doppler radar warning rings showed the exact location of the tornado right down to the streets. Some people were actually watching our coverage and heard us mention their streets as possible targets that morning. They were able to actually look out the window, see it coming, and take cover immediately in an interior room or hallway. Another feature we have is Live Storm Shield 16 3D. It allows us to show viewers at home the size and strength of a storm. During the Yazoo City tornado, Live Storm Shield 16 3D showed rotation within the storm as high as 30,000 feet. The storm also produced what is called a debris ball. Live Storm Shield 16 3D showed us bright pink color on radar, which means the radar was picking up large pieces of debris like blocks of wood, trees, and even cars.
Well, here's the forecast now for the rest of the fall season. Severe weather is not likely into the first half of November across the South because temperatures are going to be colder than average. That's good news. Now, beyond that, an active storm track is expected to take shape, maybe moving through the Ohio Valley, storms forming along the Gulf Coast and up the East Coast, maybe some periodic bouts with wet weather, but generally it looks like severe weather potential will be low through the rest of the fall season. So cool temperatures, nice spells of weather, and it will be wet at times, and there could be a periodic threat of severe weather. Now, our next question tonight comes from Lisa Light. She wants to know, how can a tornado destroy one house and miss the next one right over across the street? Tornadoes are isolated in nature with the strongest winds near the funnel. That's where the strongest rotation with the storm is. How wide the tornado is determines how wide the damage path will be. Now, with smaller tornado funnels, it's not unusual to see the tornado go up one side of the street and miss the other. Even stronger tornadoes can hit one house and just miss the one next to it.
Before we head to break, did you know Dixie Alley has twice the number of nighttime tornadoes when compared with Tornado Alley? You're watching 16 WAPT News. What you need to know if a tornado heads your way. We have some tips that could save your life. And we separate tornado fact from fiction.
Everyone has a morning rhythm. A routine to get your day started. At 16 WAPT, we're up to the minute you're up.
With an accurate forecast, you won't have to wait for it.
And the day's most important information, everything you need so you won't miss a beat.
16 WAPT News, the one to watch in the morning. Weekdays 4:30 to 7 and weekends at 6 and 8.
Not wasted.
Not trashed.
Not thrown away.
Not junk.
Saved. Saved.
Repaired.
And restored.
I am renewed.
When you donate used goods to the Salvation Army, you're giving the greatest gift, a second chance to those who need it most. Donating couldn't be easier or more urgent. Your holiday donations to the Salvation Army help us make change all year long.
I live alone and rarely have visitors. So when I slipped and fell in the kitchen last month and couldn't get to a phone, I knew I was in trouble.
Help!
I could barely move.
Help!
I tried calling for help, but no one could hear me. As I lay there, I couldn't help but think of my kids and grandkids having to go on without me. I was terrified. It took 8 hours for my neighbor to find me. It could have been the end of me. That's when I knew I needed Life Alert. With just one press of this button, I'm connected to the Life Alert Center, where I can get the help I need, even when I cannot reach a phone. With Life Alert, I'm never alone.
Call 1-800-990-2044 for your free Life Alert brochure. That's 1-800-990-2044. Again, 1-800-990-2044. Call for your free Life Alert brochure at 1-800-990-2044 today.
I hope you're enjoying tonight's special. We really have some good information for you. Now, here are a few clues to look for when a tornado is coming. Knowing what you're seeing could give you a few extra seconds to take cover. You can't always count on a warning or the sirens sounding.
You need to remain alert and be ready to take action immediately. When conditions are ripe for tornadoes to form, a tornado watch is issued. A live Storm Shield 16 Doppler radar alert system will appear at the bottom left of your screen. It will indicate which counties are under a watch. If a tornado has been spotted or Doppler radar indicates one is about to form, then a tornado warning is issued. Live Storm Shield 16 Doppler radar weather alert will indicate that as well. Very often it hails before the twister, and sometimes this can make the sky look green. If you see debris in the sky, don't stand there watching the storm. Take cover immediately. Strong winds are near and could be headed your way. And often, but not always, Mississippi twisters are accompanied by nonstop, continuous lightning. Another reason not to stand outside watching the storm. The type of tornado you see here is rarely seen in Mississippi. Our humid climate produces clouds close to the ground, and plus we have more hills and trees than the plain states do.
But remember, all the warning in the world isn't going to help you if you don't know what to do when a tornado is on the way. Be prepared, have a plan, and make sure all family members know what to do. And remember, these safety tips are to help you minimize your threat of serious injury.
Most damage by tornadoes is caused by flying debris. Glass can be particularly dangerous, so stay away from windows.
Remember the #1 tornado safety rule. Keep as many walls between you and the tornado as possible. In your home or office, an interior hallway just like this is great. A closet, if you can get in that. perfect as well. And a favorite of many, a bathroom. Get in that tub if you can. If you have no time to get to an interior room or hallway, get under a sturdy piece of furniture.
If you're in a car, pull over, get out, and kneel down in a ditch or low spot. Cover your head with your arms. Never try to outrun the storm, and be alert to high water. If you live in a mobile home and there's time to leave, get out immediately and go to a more substantial